The dawn breaks, but the tranquility is a fragile veneer. Beneath the cracked, dry earth, the pulse of life and death reverberates. Here, every breath can be a challenge, every step a brush with the edge of existence. Power is not given, it is seized in blood and sweat. Light and shadow chase one another across the horizon, an eternal contest. This is a world where nature offers no quarter. A new day rises over the sun-scorched savannah. Beneath an acacia, a pair of lions lies deep in sleep. But the sounds of a moving buffalo herd stir the lioness's hunting instinct. She slips away from the shade, following the sound towards the grazing giants. In the harsh sunlight, the thought of a hunt has sparked. But to face an entire herd of giants alone, a formidable task. On land cracked by drought, the scarcity of water makes the hunt all the more desperate. The whole pride begins to move, silently, slowly. Concealed in the tall grass, their golden eyes fix upon their quarry. A dazzle of zebra grazes peacefully, unaware that death is closing in. Then suddenly the lioness charges. The herd erupts into chaos. The savannah ignites in a moment of life and death confrontation between predator and prey. Here, a single mistake means death, and in nature's fierce dance, only the strong and the persistent earn the right to survive. From the scattered rocks of the Mopane woodland, a sharp cry rings out, shattering the dawn's stillness. It is the call of the Chakma baboon, one of Africa's largest, most intelligent and socially complex primates. They begin their day with a noisy confidence. This land seems to have belonged to them since time immemorial, every footstep recorded in the troop's collective memory. He is a creature forged by this landscape. 90 pounds of muscle and sinew wrapped in a coat, the color of dust and dried earth, a living shadow perfectly attuned to this unforgiving world. They live in troops of 20 to 80 individuals led by a dominant male. He is responsible for guidance, protection, and maintaining order. As omnivores, the Chakma's diet is incredibly varied, from grasses, roots, and fruits to insects, birds, eggs, and small animals. This dietary flexibility is the key to their prosperity across diverse habitats, from open savanna to semi-desert. Though prey for many predators, Chakma baboons have a remarkable ability to coordinate their own defense, especially when their young are in danger. They use over 30 distinct vocalizations, combined with facial expressions and body language, to warn, coordinate, or express emotion within the troop. As the last calls of the baboons fade into the sparse woodland, a herd of Impala appears silently on the dew-kissed grass. Elegant, swift, and perpetually vigilant, they have no sharp claws or fearsome fangs. Their only weapons are keen senses and lightning-fast reflexes. The Impala is a master of survival through agility. Weighing between 90 and 165 pounds, their bodies are built for speed. A single leap can carry an Impala over 30 feet forward and 10 feet into the air. Their ears, always swiveling, capture the faintest sounds, an effective early warning system. To a predator, an Impala may seem a meal on the move, but it is never an easy one. Beyond their swiftness, Impalas rely on a sophisticated social strategy. Living in herds helps to diffuse a predator's focus, reducing the risk to any single animal. The sun begins its ascent, casting its light across the African savannah. A new day begins, and on a high cliff face, a troop of baboons awakens ready for its challenges. The alpha male stretches, giving a great yawn. Youngsters play mischievously while adults groom one another, a ritual that reinforces the bonds of the troop. The baboons begin their day's journey, heading towards the plains and riverbanks in search of food. The alpha leads his troop of some 40 members. A female named Nia discovers a bush laden with ripe berries. She summons the troop with a short bark. They quickly gather their dexterous hands, plucking each fruit. While the troop is busy feeding Rex, the alpha male does not lower his guard. His eyes scan the distant thickets where a predator might lie in wait. The troop moves to a small stream for a drink. Suddenly, a strange quiet falls. Rex stands tall, bares his teeth, and lets out a roar of alarm. Not far away, a female leopard is cautiously approaching. Her golden eyes reflect the sun, each footfall unnervingly silent. The entire troop rapidly closes ranks. Females and young retreat to the rear, while Rex and the other adult males move forward, forming a formidable defensive line. The baboons begin to scream, wave their arms, and bare their canines in a fearsome display. One aggressive young male even charges towards the leopard in defiance. The calculation is swift and silent. A standoff like this is a war of attrition she will not win. With a final lingering gaze, a promise perhaps for another day, she dissolves into the shadows from which she came. Once the threat has passed, Rex gives a low grunt signaling for the troop to leave the area and find a safer place to rest. As the sun sets, the troop returns to its familiar cliffs. Rex sits on a high outcrop, gazing into the distance. He knows that tomorrow will bring another day of trials. But for tonight at least, his troop is safe, and he remains the master of this domain. On the grand stage of Africa, the sun does not simply rise, it ignites, painting the horizon with the fire of hope. And as the first light touches the earth, the symphony of life begins. See them, a troop of baboons at play. Their sharp, bright calls the clearest sound to rise from this harsh land. The adults groom one another, a gentle reminder that even in the wild, kinship is the most enduring bond. In this moment it is a paradise on earth. But this paradise has its price. A shift in the wind carries the scent of danger. The playing stops abruptly. A silence falls. Instantly, the social order asserts itself. The alpha's bark of alarm tears through the air. Look into the eyes of an old baboon gazing pensively into the distance. Reflected there is more than just the day that has passed. Sunset does not fall here. It collapses upon the plain, staining the earth the color of dried blood. And from the encroaching darkness they rise. Not a pack. This is an army. Hundreds, perhaps thousands of warriors moving as one. A dust storm of pure fury. They are not migrating. They have come to settle a score. Among them there is chaos. Snarls and bared teeth signal internal rivalries. Yet they are united by a single purpose, a common enemy. A young life has been taken, a life extinguished by the arrogant rulers of this land. And today the law of the land will be rewritten. They pour across the plains an army that knows no fear, guided by indignation. They face their sworn enemies, the kings of the Savannah. In a moment of madness, all rules are torn asunder. The prey will become the hunter. The underdog will challenge the throne. Tonight, blood will be spilt, and the story of the greatest uprising has only just begun. Yet protection within a lion pride is not based on physical strength alone. It is a cooperative network where a kill once made is defended from opportunists such as hyenas. In the unforgiving world of the Kalahari, unity is the key to survival. The African sun is more than a ball of fire. It is a crown. And this is his kingdom, an empire built in battle, paid for with scars that never fade. His every roar does more than shake the ground. It affirms a throne that cannot be challenged. But every kingdom has its usurpers. The king freezes, a strange scent on the wind. The king stares into the distance, his eyes burning with a furious fire. This is not the roar of an animal. This is the declaration of war from a king protecting his family. Dawn. As light first touches the plains, the hunters begin their patrol. Grass is a beat counting down to the kill. In the distance, a herd of antelope grazes entirely unaware. The strategy is set. The lionesses fan out, tightening the circle. The tall grass conceals every movement, transforming them into phantoms of the plains. A long moment of silence. The world seems to hold its breath. Then the explosion. The lions charge the ground itself, trembling. The herds of antelope and zebra scatter in panic. But for the unfortunate, it is already too late. Victory is more than a meal. It is a testament to the power of coordination, the very thing that makes lions the supreme hunters of the grasslands. On these harsh plains where strength does not always decide one's fate, the spotted hyena survives through cunning and opportunity. They often wait for lions to do the hard work, then appear suddenly to claim what remains. Evolutionarily, the spotted hyena belongs to a distinct lineage that diverged some 2 million years ago. Their bodies can measure between 4 and 6 feet long and weigh up to 185 pounds. The hyena's front legs are longer than its hind legs, giving it a characteristic sloping gait that is, however, exceptionally stable. The hyena is built not for explosive speed, but for endurance. Its heart, relative to its body weight, is twice the size of a lion's, allowing it to maintain a high pace over long distances without tiring. They also possess incredibly powerful jaws, with a bite force capable of crushing the thick bones of a wildebeest. Spotted hyenas do not live alone. They form complex social clans of up to 70 individuals led by females. The females are not only larger, but completely dominant, with priority access to food and breeding rights. On the arid savanna, a herd of Sable antelope moves quietly towards a waterhole. Their magnificent, scythe-like horns glisten in the morning sun. This animal is a symbol of the strength and wild spirit of Zimbabwe. Sable antelope are distinguished by their muscular build and impressive backward-curving horns, which can grow over 4 feet long on adult males. These are not just for display, they are formidable weapons. There are records of sable antelope confronting lions when cornered. They fight fiercely, using their sharp horns as a final line of defense. Here they feed only on young leaves, soft grasses and herbaceous plants that grow around termite mounds, where the soil is richer. However, during the long dry season, when resources become scarce, they are forced to share these pastures with larger species like elephants and buffalo. And yet, the sable antelope is no passive creature. Its ability to remember the landscape and communicate within the herd is essential for avoiding danger. When the rains come and go as quickly as a breath, they wash the sky clean and refresh the parched land. The African grasslands, where sky and earth meet at a distant horizon, are a land of contrasts. Every day here is a race for survival. In this stark struggle for existence, only the strongest can continue their journey. The African savanna is one of the oldest and richest of these ecosystems, having witnessed profound natural transformations. Around 5 to 8 million years ago, as dense forests began to shrink and a drier climate took hold, these vast grasslands emerged. At that time, animals faced a critical choice: adapt or face extinction. A new world was born, harsh but brimming with life. The African savanna covers about 65% of the continent's total area. It is a land of golden grasses stretching to the horizon. This ecosystem is home to over 8,000 species of plants. They are not only a vital food source, but also play a crucial role in regulating the climate. The animal life of the savanna is just as diverse. More than 150 mammal species compete daily for survival, from giant herbivores to the predators at the top of the food chain. The tropical African savanna is the beating heart of the continent. It extends through countries such as Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia. At the center of this tropical savanna ecosystem lies the Serengeti, which stretches over 12,000 square miles from Tanzania to Kenya. The Serengeti is considered one of the most biodiverse grasslands in the world. Over 70 large mammal species and more than 500 species of birds coexist here. The highlight of the Serengeti is the great annual migration. The rainy season from November to May brings lushness to the grasslands, creating ideal conditions for herbivores to thrive. But when the dry season arrives, from June to October, the grasses wither and water grows scarce, triggering a journey of immense hardship. Some 1.5 million wildebeest, 250,000 zebra, and hundreds of thousands of Thompson's gazelles begin the largest overland migration on the planet. It is a journey of over 1,000 miles. The herds must cross arid plains, formidable rivers, and challenging terrain. This journey is a quest for a promised land. Despite countless dangers, the herds press onward with the green pastures of the Masai Mara as a promise of renewal. The grazers drive the regeneration of the vegetation, while the predators maintain a perfect ecological balance. This is one of the most extraordinary natural phenomena on Earth, a biological cycle essential for the savanna ecosystem's very existence. The cheetah often hunts by day to avoid competition with nocturnal predators like lions and hyenas. It relies on its exceptional eyesight to spot prey from a distance, waiting for the right moment to launch its attack. The hunt begins with a stalk. When it is within 100 to 130 feet of its target, the cheetah explodes into a sprint. It can achieve incredible velocity using its long tail for balance. But this gift of extraordinary speed comes at a terrible price. Every explosive stride burns through its reserves of power. This is a race not just against its prey, but against the limits of its own body. A few precious seconds is all it has. Even after a successful kill, it risks losing its meal to more powerful scavengers. The cheetah's journey for survival is a race against time. In the vast skies above the Serengeti, more than 500 species of birds make their home. Each plays a vital role in this intricate ecosystem. One of the most impressive sights is the marabou stork, a large wading bird with a wingspan of up to 10 feet. This bird is also known by another name, the undertaker, for it performs a crucial service as nature's cleanup crew. Marabou storks inhabit wetlands and savannas. They use their powerful beaks to clean the remains of carcasses, helping to prevent the spread of disease. However, the Serengeti is just one small part of the great canvas of the tropical savanna. To the south, the Miombo woodlands of central Zambia stand out. This region, stretching across Zambia, Zimbabwe, Angola, and Mozambique, is home to ancient, resilient trees. These old trees are like pillars holding up the sky, sheltering thousands of wild species that live beneath them. In these vast grasslands and Miombo woodlands, the African elephant reigns as a gentle giant. This species, Loxodonta africana, is the largest living terrestrial animal. The largest individual ever recorded stood 13 feet tall and weighed over 10 tons. But elephants impress with more than just their size. They also serve as the architects of this ecosystem. Each day, a single elephant consumes up to 330 pounds of vegetation. Their heavy footfalls create ecological corridors, breaking up dense vegetation and clearing paths for other species, contributing to the vitality of this land. Here, the black-backed jackal is a master of agility. They hunt in pairs, working together like silent warriors. Their prey may be rabbits, birds, or young antelopes just starting to walk. But the little beast's true power lies not in its size, but in its role in balancing the ecosystem, scavenging for carrion, controlling rodents, and keeping grasslands free of deforestation. In the harsh world of Africa, their survival is constantly challenged. The threats of disease, habitat loss, and illegal hunting are ever present. In the transition zone between forest and savanna in Guinea, the leopard Panthera pardus stands out as a master hunter, skillfully bridging two contrasting worlds. As an opportunistic predator, the leopard has a varied diet from small antelopes and monkeys to birds in high branches. Its hunting prowess is most deadly at night. Then its excellent vision and silent footsteps transform it into an expert hunter. The leopard relies on patience and camouflage. Its distinctive spotted coat is the perfect cloak for melting into the shadows, ambushing prey in the tall grass. Once close enough, the leopard launches itself at an impressive speed of up to 36 miles per hour. Its exceptional climbing ability also allows it to carry its kill up a tree, securing the meal from other dangerous predators like lions and hyenas. Our journey continues to the arid and dense Acacia comifera bushlands of Somalia. This is one of Africa's most unforgiving savanna ecosystems. Rainfall is scarce, droughts are prolonged, and average temperatures are consistently high. In this land, Grevy's zebra, Equus grevy, stands out as a symbol of endurance. It is the world's rarest zebra species, with only a few thousand individuals remaining. Grevy's is the largest of the three zebra species, standing nearly 5 feet tall and weighing up to 990 pounds. Its narrow black and white stripes and large rounded ears not only provide camouflage but also help regulate body temperature in the harsh climate. It can endure many days without water, surviving on dry grasses and traveling long distances in search of this precious resource. Here too, the bat-eared fox has evolved in a remarkable way. Its enormous ears are not just for listening, but have become a specialized hunting tool. They help it detect the faintest movements underground where colonies of termites and other insects hide. But the most resilient warrior of the Somali Savannah is perhaps the East African Oryx. Its white coat stands out against the glaring sun. Its long, straight horns, sharp as swords, turn the Oryx into a fighter ready to face any challenge. As the sun sets, the Oryx begins its search for food. With a specialized digestive system, it can extract nutrients from the driest, toughest plants, surviving for weeks without water. Its ability to regulate its body temperature allows it to withstand heat of up to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. But it is the Oryx's strength that truly makes it formidable. With horns that can reach 33 inches, it is always prepared to repel aggressive predators like lions. On the vast grasslands of the Lake Victoria Basin, the Topi strides like a steadfast warrior. With its reddish-brown coat and distinctive black patches, the Topi is perfectly camouflaged on the savanna where yellow grass and earth create an ideal natural cloak. A muscular body and long legs make the Topi one of the savanna's fastest runners, reaching speeds of up to 43 miles per hour. In the immense landscape of the South African temperate savanna, the white rhinoceros stands out as a living symbol of strength and resilience. Known scientifically as Ceratotherium simum, it is the largest of the 5 remaining rhino species. Its colossal body can weigh up to 5,500 pounds. The white rhino is the second largest land mammal, surpassed only by the 3 species of elephant. Its front horn can grow up to 5 feet long in adult males. It is both a powerful defensive tool and the reason it is so ruthlessly hunted. The white rhino's journey of survival has not been easy. By the end of the 19th century, the species was nearly extinct with only about 20 individuals left. However, thanks to relentless conservation efforts, their numbers have made a remarkable recovery, becoming one of the most notable success stories in history. By 2023, there were approximately 18,000 white rhinos living in Africa. Each day, a white rhino consumes up to 265 pounds of grass, acting as a giant gardener of the savanna, keeping the vegetation in balance. However, the life of the white rhino is not just a journey of survival, but also a grueling fight against poaching. A 2022 report indicated that in just 1 year, over 450 rhinos were killed in South Africa, primarily for their horns. Leaving the vast grasslands of the temperate savanna, we enter a completely different world, the flooded savanna. This is a place where water and life intertwine miraculously, as seasonal rains transform arid landscapes into fertile lakes and marshes. The Sud, one of Africa's largest wetlands, is the ideal home for the hippopotamus. According to the WWF, approximately 40,000 hippos live in the Sud, forming one of the largest populations in the world. Despite their enormous size, hippos spend most of their time in the water, where they regulate their body temperature and protect their sensitive skin. The hippo's role is not confined to the water. When they come ashore to graze, they help maintain the vegetation and prevent fires caused by the accumulation of dry grass. Their dung is a valuable source of nutrients for the riverine ecosystem, creating a wonderful bridge between the aquatic and terrestrial worlds. Thus, hippos are not just residents of the water, but also the silent guardians of the land, keeping the Sud ecosystem in balance and vibrantly alive. The cycle of the African savanna is not just a story of survival, but a testament to the harmony between living creatures and their environment. In every footstep of every animal, from the mighty crocodiles to the smallest blades of grass, we can feel the unceasing rhythm of Africa's heart. A journey of discovery that not only reveals spectacular sights, but also reminds us of the importance of protecting and preserving the pristine values of our planet. This is a world waking to an ancient rhythm, where the first light will not just illuminate a landscape, but a drama old as time itself. It is a world governed by instinct, where affection blossoms in the shadow of the ruthless hunt. Every waterhole is a stage where giant families and silent predators meet in a silent ballet. Here, survival depends not just on strength, but on vigilance, on alliances, and at times on luck. Every creature, great and small, is a vital link in a cycle that never ceases. This is the story of a single day, but one that holds the eternal spirit of the wild. The swift antelope are a difficult quarry to pursue. But a young elephant is a far more tempting prize. It is a struggle to keep pace with the herd. And to fall behind is an opportunity the lions will not ignore. They shadow them, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. mother and calf now separated from the safety of the herd. This is the critical moment. But a protective mother is a force to be reckoned with. She trumpets her powerful calls, a clear warning to the great cats. The calf stays close, a small shadow shielded by her legs. The pride can find no way through her formidable defense. They are outmaneuvered at every turn by the mother's devoted ingenuity. For now, the calf is safe. Dawn on the African savannah breaks long before the sun appears. The last traces of night linger in the sky, but the horizon has already softened to a translucent gray. The chill still clings to the grass. A light wind slips through the dry stalks, stirring the tawny gold of the plains. Beneath the open sky there is a pair, a young male lion, his mane not yet full but already magnificent, and a lioness slender, swift and sharp. The male sleeps on his side legs outstretched. His breathing is steady, his body utterly relaxed. But the female is awake. Her eyes, pensive and bright, scan the savannah as if searching for meaning or a potential threat. Perhaps she is thinking of last night's failed hunt. Perhaps an empty belly makes her count the steps of the zebra herd in the distance. Or perhaps she is simply in love in that particular way of animals, wordless, but for an intense magnetism that draws her to her companion. They rise almost in unison as if by an unseen command. The lioness stretches her forelegs, arching her back, awakening every muscle. The male approaches, placing a heavy paw on her back. It is a gesture of possession, a challenge, a desire. Startled, she turns, baring her teeth. A low growl like a soft rebuke. The male freezes, meeting her gaze. A silent confrontation. A moment later, the tension dissolves. The lioness lies down again as if in permission. The male knows that now is the time. The male's grip on her neck is a strange and ancient paradox, a gesture that seems violent yet is born not of aggression but of absolute necessity. It is a key unlocking a legacy that has been passed down through millennia. For lions, the act is brief, lasting only 10 to 20 seconds, but it is repeated dozens of times over several days to increase the chances of conception. Then stillness. The male walks away, shaking his mane, while the female remains on her back, as if savoring the last of the morning's cool air. And then, as if it were all a prelude to the light, the sun arrives. The orange orb rises slowly, bathing the sky in gold. The two lions lie side by side. Their bodies touch their breath, mingling with the rhythm of the earth. A morning that is theirs alone, and that of eternal nature. Meanwhile, in another corner of the savannah, the mist has not yet lifted. It hangs like a translucent veil, softening every sound. From within the silence, they emerge. African buffalo, immense and powerful, with broad chests and heavy curving horns. Tens, hundreds of them. The herd moves slowly but with an unstoppable force. Each step is certain, for they have little to fear. buffaloes lead the way. Their horns fuse to form a solid shield known as a boss armor against predators and rival males alike. The buffaloes and their calves follow behind. The young, curious, stay close to their mothers, sniffing the earth as if reading the stories left in the dust. The African buffalo is one of the few herbivores that even lions treat with caution. To attack a full-grown bull is a formidable risk. They can band together, surrounding and driving off any predator. But today there is only peace. Their breath merges with the morning mist. In the early mist, amongst the scorched grass and red earth, a living community is on the move. This is not just a herd, but a complex society, a great family of baboons. Dozens, perhaps hundreds of individuals. Some move with purpose, others dart about distracted by every bush, every rustle. Infants cling to their mothers' backs like mobile bundles of fur, even as their mothers walk with urgent strides. With the first rays of sun, they leave their nightly refuge cliffs, trees, or termite mounds, and begin the search for food. As omnivores, they have a great advantage. Fruits, roots, insects, even small animals, everything is a potential meal. Occasionally, a sharp cry rings out as youngsters settle a dispute. In this society, respect is not given, it is earned. The dominant males possess powerful canine teeth. not for eating but for asserting their authority. Ahead, the shapes of trees begin to appear through the mist. The woodland's a place that always promises opportunity or challenge. Against a sky still tinged with a delicate pink, the savannah seems to hold its breath, a profound silence broken only by the sound of scratching feet. A few dozen small rounded creatures are moving across the golden carpet. It is a flock of guinea fowl. With their spotted plumage and bare blue and red heads, their appearance is somewhat comical, but they are in fact hardy and remarkably cautious birds. They never travel alone. Each individual is part of the flock, part of the collective. A few always stand sentry. As the sun climbs higher, they seek out the murky puddles left from the night. They drink hastily, ever watchful. On the still surface of the pool, the sun is reflected like a piece of amber. Its light tints the water with pink. Ring-necked doves, slender-bodied and grey-feathered with the distinctive black collar that gives them their name, are also here. They move in small, careful yet confident steps. Beside them, the guinea fowl also quench their thirst. Two species, two different worlds sharing a single need. The ring-necked dove can draw up water without lifting its head, a rare ability in the world of birds. Then silence descends once more, leaving only the gentle flutter of wings and soft communal calls echoing in the dawn light. In this simple moment, one sees the whole of Africa, earth, water, light and life, all joined as one. The light has changed. The pink hues of dawn have given way to a harsh glare. Heat radiates from the ground, carrying the scent of dust and stillness. On a sand patch among the tall, dry grass, the male lion lies. The creature so recently filled with passion and movement is now lost in tranquility. His mane is slightly tousled. His nose twitches in the heat. He opens one eye, glances around, and closes it again. Here it is peaceful. His consort has gone. Perhaps she has returned to the pride or gone to find food. The male will not look for her. He does not need to. He is a lion, the master of this territory. His duty is to defend it not from hunger but from other males who will come to challenge him to take his place. But for now, there are no threats, only the heat and sleep. He is aware of his own power and is in no hurry to use it. That is the nature of true authority. High above in the shade of the canopy, a Varro's eagle owl is perched. The lord of the night is now just a sleepy guest of the day. Its eyes are half closed, its thick eyelashes almost obscuring its vision. Occasionally it gapes its beak, not to yawn, but simply to cool down. It can sit motionless like this for hours, undisturbed by any movement below. It knows that nothing can approach undetected. Beneath the owl's roosting tree, a herd of Impala are grazing. Slender and graceful, their every movement is as fluid as running water. The dry season is not a time of plenty, but Impala are patient. Their ears are in constant motion, catching every sound. Their hearing is always on alert. A little further on, a solitary figure is on the move. A male ostrich, immense yet elegant strides through a sea of golden grass. Look closer, and the grass at its feet stirs. These are ostrich chicks, their grey, downy feathers blending almost perfectly with the earth. The male walks ahead, a living wall, a guide. His role is to draw attention to himself, to provide cover for his young. With his excellent eyesight, he can spot any predator from a great distance. He can outrun a horse, and a single kick is powerful enough to kill a lion. On a high granite outcrop, the two have reunited. The land falls away beneath them, giving them a commanding view of their territory and their future. The lioness has taken a strategic position on a flat rock higher than the others. She sits there, neck outstretched, gazing into the distance. Below her, the male circles in a constant orbit. His movements are slow but filled with intent. This is their time of courtship and mating. They can spend entire days like this doing almost nothing, mating just once every 20 to 30 minutes. Finally, the male decides it is time. He climbs the rock, walks past the female, and then lies down with a regal air as if to declare, "This is my throne." From this vantage point, he can see everything. He holds his head high, observing as if deciding who is a stranger and who is not. The lioness does not object. She knows this is necessary. It is not about who is higher, but that they are together. In the branches of a tree, a vervet monkey mother holds her infant. There is a small wound on the young one's temple. Perhaps a scratch from playing. Childhood in the troop is not always gentle, but a mother is ever vigilant, guarding her infant's peace. Her fingers gently stroke its back. The baby lies still, then stirs, stretching out a tiny hand. Two other young monkeys approach. Curious, they sit beside them and touch the infant. The mother allows it. This is part of troop life. But suddenly a male appears larger and more confident. He approaches and, without asking, reaches for the baby. He handles it roughly like a father who has not yet learned tenderness. He inspects it, turning it over as if checking that all is well. In vervet groups, older juveniles and young females often help care for the newborns. It is a way of learning and sharing. Then he climbs down the branch, and the family disappears into the leaves. Meanwhile, near a dead tree, two magnificent greater kudu antelope have found a patch of green. Their spiral horns reach for the sky, yet do not touch. After eating, they lift their heads as if hearing a silent call. Without a word exchanged, they move off, melting back into the savannah. Amid the withered grass, a mongoose appears. Its supple body merges with the yellow earth. Only its sharp, dark eyes betray its presence. It freezes listening, as if deciding whether to press on or vanish. The mongoose is known for its speed and its courage. It looks towards where the kudu have just passed, then quickly disappears into the grass. A warthog makes a sudden appearance, trotting with an air of great purpose. On its back, an oxpecker, both a companion and a groomer. It walks straight to the pool stoops for a long, slow drink, and then steps in to cool its legs. It wants no trouble. The warthog remains calm and self-assured. The impala, as if nothing has happened, continue to graze, but a black-backed jackal standing nearby takes one look and decides to leave. The peace at the waterhole is only temporary. From behind the bushes, a small group of elephants emerges. Slowly, unhurriedly, they approach. A powerful bull selects a small, clear pool. He draws the cool water into his trunk, sprays it over his back, and then continues on his journey. Soon after, the group vanishes into the tall grass. All that remains is the reflection of clouds on the water's surface and the whisper of the wind. And then, into the quiet, a male lion appears. He walks alone, without the lioness, without his young companions. He moves slowly, with the regal bearing of a pride male, secure in his place under the sun. He comes to the water's edge and drinks deeply for a long time, as if to absorb not just water but the very strength of the earth. His thirst quenched, the lion slowly departs and lies down to rest in the shade of a tree, allowing other animals their turn to drink. The impala do not wait long. Cautious but thirsty, they approach the bank alongside a flock of egrets. The antelope lower their heads to drink while the birds stand guard. The lion turns away, showing no interest at all. He is not hungry, or perhaps he is still weary from a night of passion. But the impala remain vigilant. They look again towards the predator. The lion looks back, his gaze calm, entirely without menace. Their eyes meet. The impala snort, then continue drinking. The lion watches them silently, like neighbors. Here, every species knows its place. A pair of crowned lapwings with their long tails and striking crests fly in. They circle the bank to survey the scene. As they bend to drink, their crests, which stand erect like a rock star's hairdo, gently fold down. When they lift their heads, the crests pop up again with pride. A quick drink, a look around, and they take flight, leaving nothing but a faint stir in the air above the still water. On another stage, a large herd of zebra appears. They move together, a tightly knit family. Among the adults is a single foal. It stays close to its mother, sometimes trying to mimic her movements. All of them flick their tails to drive away the bothersome insects. Some individuals roll in the dust, creating a veritable dust bath. This not only helps to cool them down, but also removes parasites. Zebras are highly social animals. They live in stable family groups, which often combine to form much larger herds. Within the herd, zebras recognize one another by their unique stripe patterns, just as we recognize each other by our faces. These stripes also serve a defensive purpose. When they stand close together, it is very difficult for a predator to single out an individual target. The stripes merge into a chaotic moving pattern. Scientists also believe the stripes may confuse certain insects, such as the tsetse-fly. While the adult zebras are grazing or resting, the foal stays near its mother, exploring its world, but never straying too far. While the zebras graze, a leopard watches from a distance, almost invisible amongst the dry bushes. Its spotted coat blends in with the shadows and the dust. Only the black, white-tufted tip of its tail twitches occasionally with tension. It is clearly hungry. The leopard stalks the young foal, waiting for an opportunity. It moves without a sound, slinking through the bushes, lying down, rising again, crawling. Everything is executed with textbook perfection. There is just one problem. The wind is blowing from the wrong direction. The zebras, with their keen sense of smell, are instantly on alert, and without hesitation, they bolt from the waterhole. The hunt has failed. The leopard emerges from its cover, looks around, pads along the game trail, sniffs at an elephant's footprint, and then stops. It turns back into the bush and vanishes in search of a new opportunity. Now, as the heat subsides and the activity at the waterhole quiets down, two Cory bustards stroll leisurely across the plains. This is one of the largest flying birds in Africa. Their confident walk and tall stature lend the scene a sense of peace and dignity. A male Cory bustard can stand over 4 feet tall and weigh more than 40 pounds, making it the heaviest flying bird on the continent. Despite their size, they can take flight, but will only do so when absolutely necessary. They spend most of their lives on the ground. Their gray-brown plumage provides perfect camouflage against the savanna landscape, helping them remain undetected even in wide-open spaces. Their presence marks the end of the day's cycle at the waterhole. Quiet, calm, but with a sense of profound balance. We have taken only the first steps into a long day full of movement, encounters, and potential drama. The wilderness of Botswana operates on its own schedule, relentless and unpredictable. Here, every turn of the head, every breath, every sound has meaning. We have witnessed life at the waterhole met devoted mothers, cunning predators, and families living in harmony with the rhythm of nature.
The gods who once walked upon this land gave the lion a sacred mission, not only to be the king of all creatures, but also a symbol of bravery, never afraid, even in the face of death. Every footprint they leave behind tells a story, and the legend of Kimba, the mighty lion, has become an immortal song. Kimba, the lion with a golden mane that blazed like fire, led his pride through a devastating drought. The Maasai region at that time was engulfed in such a severe drought that even the oldest villagers could no longer recall when it began. The grasslands were scorched, the rivers had dried up completely, herds of antelopes began to collapse from exhaustion, and desperate cries echoed through the sky. The grasslands were scorched, the rivers had dried up completely, herds of antelopes began to collapse from exhaustion, and desperate cries echoed through the sky. But while every creature, from the largest to the smallest, was dominated by fear, there was one pride of lions that stood firm, undeterred. And at the center of that pride, Kimba, the great lion, heard the whisper of the gods. Lead your pride through death and towards the river of immortal souls. It was not a command, but a choice. Kimba could have accepted his fate like other creatures, waiting for death to come, or he could rise up and lead. And the next morning, a powerful roar rang out, a roar so strong it made the very earth tremble beneath the Maasai people. Despite their thirst, the pride of lions followed Kimba's steps with unyielding resolve. This journey was not for the faint of heart. 40 miles of barren land with not a drop of water, surrounded by lurking enemies. But Kimba, with his strength and resilience, led the pride through the harsh challenges, even though the enemy outnumbered them 2-1 and was always ready to attack. In the midst of the severe drought, the river that the pride had once hoped for had run dry. But the gods did not abandon them. Through the small cracks in the earth, a new path appeared, guiding Kimba. Every step Kimba took carried the strength of his ancestors, rekindling the fire in the other lions, encouraging them to continue their journey when all hope seemed lost. Despite their fatigue, the pride remained steadfast, walking in Kimba's footsteps. And then a miracle happened. They found a strange land where a small stream still flowed quietly amid the drought. The Maasai called this the water of the gods. It was this water that not only saved the pride of lions, but also revived the grasslands, creating a new paradise in the heart of the barren desert. Kimba's courage and determination brought life back to this land, and the legend of Kimba is not only a tribute to the Maasai land, but also a symbol of the life and death struggles that the kings of the Savannah face. In nature, there is no place for ease. The dry season arrives, and with it, the harsh challenges that every creature must face. The savannah seems torn apart by the footsteps of those searching for life. Herds of antelopes and zebras begin to migrate, leaving behind the depleted grasslands, heading towards distant lands that still hold some water and green grass. But for the lion prides, leaving their territory is never an easy decision. Every step of the pride is a reminder of the legend of Kimba, the king who never gave up. In 2020, scientists tracked the journey of a lion pride in Masai Mara during the dry season. Like Kimba in the legend, they had to travel over 20 miles in just 48 hours, a tremendous challenge for predators used to life in the safety of their territory. Under the scorching sun, the lionesses led, protecting the cubs, while the male lions stayed behind, acting as shields for the pride. Brief moments of rest under the shade were their only opportunity to regain strength, but they could not stop for long. Water still remained a distant dream. The young lions, hungry and exhausted, began to weaken. So when the strength of each individual is not enough, do you believe in the power of unity in a group? When the situation becomes desperate, strength does not come from the individual, but from the bond of the pride. It was the steadfast leadership of the mature lions and the spirit of unity within the pride that helped them overcome the challenge. This is what we can all learn from the wild. In the hardest times, true strength comes from unity and an unwavering spirit. Amid nature's harshness, the pride of lions proves that they are kings, not just through strength, but through their extraordinary ability to survive and adapt. An adult lion can survive up to 35 days without food, minimizing energy consumption to protect its life. But the miracle is that, despite not eating for a long period, their bodies are still strong enough to reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour when attacking. With their sharp hunting skills, the lionesses lead the pride toward a small watering hole. But water is a deadly trap for any animal in desperate thirst. Meanwhile, a hippopotamus, one of the strongest creatures of the savannah, is also trying to survive the scorching heat. Hippos cannot sweat to cool their bodies, but they still need water to survive. The confrontation between these two giants, the lion and the hippopotamus, is a challenge no one dares to back down from. The hippopotamus, with its massive body and extraordinary strength, has no intention of yielding. Lions, with their agility and striking power, can often defeat prey weighing 3 or even 4 times their own body weight, including young elephants and buffaloes. A lion's leap can generate a force of up to 4,500 newtons, enough to take down large prey. But today, water is the more important prize. Although lions have superior attacking power, they cannot take the water from the hippopotamus, while their opponent remains firmly steadfast. In the end, the hippopotamus's persistence forced the pride of lions to concede the water, sharing this lifeline. The water droplets help the lions regain their strength, but now their survival depends on their hunting ability. A herd of gazelles is now the target of hunters. The weak antelopes have no chance of escaping the harshness of this environment. While not a feast, each meager meal is enough to keep the pride of lions alive for another day. A male lion can consume up to 33 pounds of meat per day, while a female lion eats around 15 pounds. But the role of a lion, like Kimba, is not just to protect its own pride. Lions are the natural controllers of the savannah. With a body length of up to 7 feet and a weight that can reach 500 pounds, lions are apex predators in the food chain. When hunting herbivores like antelopes, zebras, and buffaloes, they not only regulate the population of these species, but also help protect the ecosystem of the savannah. Without lions, the grasslands would be completely destroyed, severely impacting the entire food chain. Herds of antelopes constantly move to avoid being hunted, giving the savannah's lands time to recover and preventing overconsumption. By adjusting the living patterns of other animals, lions help maintain balance in nature.